Hey guys, Mark here with an update on the hybrid pyramid Mollegabet bow. The last time I left you, I pretty much had all of the rough sanding done on the tip overlays, the belly of the bow, the riser, and my next step was to go ahead and start reducing the thickness of the bending limbs, so that's where I am right now. So I just wanted to make a quick video to show you how I do that. Gradually, it'll be a little bit edited for time. However, my process is what it is. So what I'm doing is taking an orbital sander and basically going from one fade to the other fade and reducing the belly of the bow. Once I've spent, what I do is about 5 minutes per limb, just to keep it even on both sides. And then I just take some 120 grit sandpaper, which is the same grit as what I'm using with the sander, and then I soften the edges to kind of match the curvatures on the rest of the bow. And why I do that is that once I get the bow to the thickness that I want, I don't want to have to do an exorbitant amount of extra sanding in order to finish the bow. And this, by keeping up with the project overall with its sanding, allows me to reduce the risk of making the bow too weak after I've reached the target draw weight with the limbs themselves. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to throw it up on my scale, and I'm going to do gentle tillering of the bow to examine the limbs for the uniformity of the bending of the limb, looking for hinges or flat spots, as well as stretching out the wood gradually over time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sand about 30 seconds per limb. Then I'm going to throw the tillering string on, throw it up in the scale, and show you what that looks like. Switch the bow around so that I'm always doing the sanding from the same side so that the pressures are more or less equal. So again, normally I would do that for about 5 minutes per side, and then taking hand pressure on the 120 grit sandpaper, take the edge off those freshly sanded edges. So it's just softening those edges. And the point is not to obsess over it at that point, just to maintain your efficiency of your work here. Next thing I do is go attach the tillering string, and for the tillering string I've used a braided nylon small engine pull cord that you can get at any small engine shop. They come in different gauges. This is the thinnest one I could get. I've tied bowlines on each side. One side has a long tail, and it's the side that I've been adjusting for length. Slip the bowline over the knock on one side, then knock the other side, come back to your initial knock and knock that one, and then I'm going to go hang it on the scale.
I'm going to show you my setup here. What I've got here is the bow hanging on the scale. And the reason for that is as I'm tillering it, I want to make sure that I'm not overstraining the bow. So I'm going to tiller it only to about 40 pounds right now. Because again, I'm not looking for draw weight, I'm just looking for uniformity of the bending of the limbs. And I'll have a sense for how close I am getting to the draw weight as it starts to bend easier to 40 pounds and so on. I'll increase the draw weight over time. This is a simulated arrow that I have. That's just a fiberglass rod. It's indexed on the bottom for the different draw lengths of 25 through 28 inches. And right now it's positioned at the halfway point of the bow. Eventually, the arrows will be shot off the arrow rest itself, which is 1.5 inches higher than the center of the bow. But where you want to be tillering it right now is the center of the bow, because then you get true uniformity on the bending limbs. So again, as I'm pulling the bow down, I'm examining each limb for uniformity, and if I can see any stiff spots or hinges. I'll show you what that looks like very quickly. I'm pulling down. I'm watching the scale, of course, so came out of my knock, sorry about that. As I'm pulling down, I'm just watching the scale. I'm going only to 40 pounds max. And as I get down to around my 40-pound mark, I'm looking for uniformity in the limbs. So that's it for now. As the bow starts to bend more and more, I'll be able to pick up on maybe some hinges or flat spots a little bit easier. Again, that was just a quick video to update you guys on how I do the tillering process. And once I get it tillered to my draw weight, which is about 55 pounds, what I'm aiming for, I'll make another update video and post it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and check out my other videos, my other bow belts. Take care.